your mind. The way you think, the beliefs you hold, the stories you tell yourself. That's the battlefield. That's the difference between staying stuck and finally stepping into your potential. You've been waiting for something to change on the outside, but everything changes the moment you shift the inside. And once you do, nothing can hold you back. Not doubt, not fear, not failure. Let's start by looking in the mirror, not just at who you are, but how you've been thinking. How many times have you told yourself, I can't do this? How often have you said, I'm not ready, I'm not smart enough, I'll probably fail? These aren't harmless thoughts. They're not just passing worries. They are anchors, chains, invisible walls that you've built brick by brick, year after year, until they've become the prison you live in. And the scariest part? You don't even realize it's happening. You think you're just being realistic. But no, you're not being realistic. You're being programmed, conditioned, trained to doubt your power and settle for less. It's time to break that cycle, because the only thing more dangerous than failure is a mind that's convinced it can't win. It's not your fault that you learned to think this way. Maybe it was your environment. Maybe it was the people around you. Maybe it was years of being told to be careful, don't dream too big, know your limits. But here's the truth, those voices, they don't define you. Your past doesn't define you. Your mistakes don't define you. Only one thing defines you, what you choose to believe today. And that belief is a choice. It's not something you wait for. It's something you build. You construct it the same way your old mindset was built. Day by day, thought by thought, repetition by repetition. You start by noticing the lies you've been living. Then you replace them. One win in mind. I'm not enough becomes, I am growing into more than enough. I can't do this becomes, I'm learning how to do this. It's not magic, it's mental muscle. And you train it the same way you train your body, with reps, with discipline, with commitment. Now, think about where you want to go, the vision you keep in the back of your mind, the life you secretly wish you were living. What's stopping you? Is it really your skills, your money, your time? Or is it the story you have been telling yourself? The story that says, that's not for people like me, or that's too far out of reach. The story that says, maybe one day. But here's the truth, one day doesn't come. You create it, you build it from today, from this very moment, by choosing to think differently. You can't wait to feel ready. You can't wait to be fearless. You have to start now with fear in your chest and doubt in your mind, but with belief in your soul. That belief is your fuel. That belief is your weapon. That belief is your power. And let's talk about failure for a second, because that's what most people fear the most. But here's what they don't understand. Failure is feedback. It's not a death sentence. It's a data point. It's a teacher. Every successful person you've ever admired has failed more times than you've even tried. The difference, also, they didn't let failure shape their mindset. They used their mindset to shape how they saw failure. They didn't say, I failed, so I'm not good enough. They said, I failed, so I'm learning what doesn't work. Do you see the shift? One mindset leads to shame and quitting. The other leads to growth and progress. Which one are you choosing? Because you do have a choice. Every single day, you're choosing how you think. You're choosing what thoughts you let take root. You're choosing what voice you listen to, the one that says you can, or the one that says you can't. And if you don't take control of that voice, someone else will. The media, your past, the people around you. They'll write your script for you. They'll keep you stuck in fear and self-doubt while they chase their dreams. But if you take control, if you start rewriting your script, you become unstoppable. You become dangerous to the limits that once held you back. You become a creator of your own future. So here's what you do. Right now, you decide, not tomorrow, not next week, right now, you decide to become the kind of person who takes responsibility for their thoughts. Who doesn't wait for motivation? Who doesn't beg for permission? Who doesn't blame circumstances? You decide to become the kind of person who shapes reality with mindset, and you back that decision up with action. You read the books. You watch the content that lifts you. You speak to yourself with respect. You build habits that align with who you're becoming. You don't fake it, you forge it. Because greatness isn't something you pretend to have. It's something you construct daily, with intention, with courage, with repetition. That's how you activate your superpower, not in one loud burst, but in quiet, deliberate, relentless choices. You stop performing for the world and start performing for your future. You realize the most important audience is the one living inside you. The version of you who knows your truth, your power, your potential. And when you start living in alignment with that version, your whole life begins to shift. You walk differently, you talk differently, you think differently, because you know who you're becoming. And that identity guides your steps, even on the hard days. Especially on the hard days. You're not stuck because of your situation. You're stuck because of the story you've been repeating, on a loop, like a broken record you didn't even realize was playing. But you can change that story. You're the narrator, the author, the editor. And when you pick up the pen and decide to rewrite the script, you're not just changing your thoughts, you're changing your life. You can tell a new story, one where you're not the victim, but the hero. One where you don't break under pressure, you rise in it. One where every obstacle becomes part of your evolution. One where setbacks are setups for your next level. One where pain produces purpose. One where every time you get knocked down, you rise up stronger, smarter, more focused than before. That story starts with a decision to no longer be at war with your own mind, a decision to no longer shrink around fear, a decision to stand up and say, I will not live one more day being a prisoner of my own thoughts. I will not let fear run the show. I will not let comfort win over courage. I will rise. I will grow, I will evolve, no matter how long it takes, no matter how many times I fail, no matter who doubts me, because my mind is not my weakness, it is my weapon, and I'm going to learn how to use it. Let this be the day, let this be the moment, let this be the turning point, not the moment you felt hyped up, but the moment you finally shifted. You don't need another motivational video, you need movement, you need discipline, you need belief, not in the future, but in yourself. Because that's the key, it always has been. Stop waiting, stop hesitating, stop doubting, start building, start becoming, start believing. Let this be the moment you stop standing on the edge of your potential and finally jump in. No more waiting for a perfect plan, a perfect moment, a perfect feeling. You don't need perfect, you need present. You don't need to be fearless, you need to be willing. You don't need all the answers. You just need to take the next step, and then the next, and then the next. Because every single step you take, no matter how small, rewires your brain. It shifts your chemistry. It resets your self-image. It proves to yourself that you're in control. It reinforces a deeper truth. You are not weak. You are powerful. You are not broken. You are building. You are not lost. You are on your way. Every day, every decision, every act of courage carves that truth deeper into your identity. And if this message stirred something inside of you, don't ignore it. That feeling in your gut, that fire in your chest, that lump in your throat, that's not emotion. That's awakening. That's your higher self, your rich, real self standing up and saying, let's go. That's the version of you who's tired of watching from the sidelines. The version of you who's been waiting, not for permission, but for your participation. This is your call, your signal, your line in the sand. This is the moment where the old you fades and the new you begins to lead. So move, act, speak, build, train, focus, choose. Choose your future. Choose your habits. Choose your environment. Choose your words. Choose your inner circle. Choose the version of you that you refuse to abandon. Because this isn't just a motivational moment. This is a mental revolution, a full shift in identity. And if you stay with it, if you keep showing up, keep growing, keep thinking like the person you want to be, one day you'll look back and realize that was the day everything started to change. You've seen what happens when your mindset matches your mission. And now there's no turning back. So build a life that reflects your potential. Build a body that reflects your discipline. Build a mindset that reflects your vision. And never forget this: your mindset is your superpower. Use it or stay stuck. The choice has always been yours.